Dracula was never just a legend whispered in the dark. He was a real man, one who ruled centuries ago over a land we now call Romania. His cruelty was so extreme that even hearing his name was enough to make people shiver. Dracula was born in 1431 into a Christian family. His birth name was Vlad. This was a time when the Ottoman Empire was rising like a storm across Europe. Kingdom after kingdom fell as the Ottomans advanced, and with them a new power reshaped the region forever. He was chosen to join a secretive and powerful brotherhood created to resist the Ottoman advance, an elite order known as the Order of the Dragon. For young Vlad, this was a badge of honor. So strong was his pride that he abandoned his birth name and took a new one, Dracula, meaning son of the dragon. But pride soon turned to tragedy. During the war, when defeat became unavoidable, Dracula's father made a desperate choice to protect his throne. To save his kingdom, he handed over his own sons, Dracula and his younger brother Radu, to the Ottoman emperor as captives. Their lives would never be the same again, Radu adapted. Living among the Ottomans, he embraced their culture and eventually accepted Islam. Dracula did not. Each year in captivity hardened him. Each day fed a growing hatred. Locked behind foreign walls, he learned patience, and he learned vengeance. Silently, he planned. After many long years, Dracula was finally released and allowed to return home. When his father died, Dracula claimed the throne of Wallachia. The news reached the Ottoman emperor quickly. When the messengers entered Dracula's palace, the air itself felt heavy. Dracula listened, and then he set his own condition. If they wished to speak, they would first remove their turbans and place them at his feet. The messengers refused. They would never do such a thing before a non-Muslim ruler. Dracula's expression did not change. The messengers were sent back exactly as they were, carrying not just a message, but a warning. From that day forward, there was no doubt. Dracula was not a ruler driven by mercy. His childhood had been shaped by betrayal, captivity, and the belief that his own father had traded him away for power. From that pain, something dark was born. Revenge became his purpose. Fear became his language. Under his rule, even the smallest mistake could mean destruction. People learned to lower their voices, avoid his gaze, and pray they would never be noticed. Because once Dracula noticed you, there was no escape. Dracula looked at the farmer's torn clothes and coldly said, "Your wife must be lazy. If she were a proper woman, you wouldn't stand before me dressed like this? A woman like that doesn't deserve to live. Bring her to my court immediately." "My lord," he pleaded, "I have no complaints against my wife. She is kind, honest, and devoted. She takes care of me and never leaves our home. I am happy with her." Hearing this, Dracula burst into laughter. "You would be even happier with another woman," he replied. "You are a hard-working man, and she is not worthy of you." With a single gesture, he gave an order to his guards. The punishment was carried out in front of the farmer, a punishment meant not just to end a life, but to crush the soul of anyone watching. The court stood frozen in silence. Moments later, Dracula summoned another woman and forced the farmer into a new marriage right then and there. "If you fail to take care of him," he warned her, "your fate will be no different from the woman before you." This was Dracula's favorite form of punishment. Public, final, unforgettable. That is why history remembers him as Dracula the Impaler, a ruler who believed fear was stronger than law. Dracula often invited people to feasts inside his palace. They would eat, drink, and laugh, unaware that the invitation itself was a test. By the end of the night, the celebration would turn into a lesson meant for the entire kingdom. He did these things deliberately, not for pleasure alone, but to ensure fear settled deep into the hearts of his people. Those who spoke against him were given only one sentence: death. There are many such stories. One tells of a woman who lied to Dracula to gain his favor. When the truth was revealed, her punishment was swift and merciless, a warning that deception would never be forgiven. Cruelty became a game to him. Another story speaks of a wealthy merchant who visited Dracula's palace. The man carried a fortune in gold coins. Dracula ordered him to leave the gold in the middle of the city and sleep peacefully in the palace. "No one will dare touch it," Dracula said. The next morning, the merchant returned to his treasure and discovered that some of the coins were missing. That single detail would soon reveal just how absolute Dracula's control over fear truly was. The merchant rushed back to Dracula and told him everything. Dracula listened carefully and then gave a terrifying command. "If the thief is not found within one single day," he declared, "I will burn the entire city to the ground." The announcement spread like wildfire. Fear gripped every street, every home, every heartbeat. That very night, the thief was captured. All 160 gold coins were recovered, but Dracula was not finished. Quietly, with calculated precision, he added one extra coin and returned the gold to the merchant. "All of your coins have been recovered," Dracula said calmly. "Go to your room and count them." The merchant counted once, then again, then a third time. Confused and shaken, he returned to Dracula. "My lord," he said carefully, "I lost 160 coins, but there is one extra." Dracula burst into laughter. "Had you lied to me," he said, his voice suddenly cold, "you would have shared the thief's fate tonight." That moment revealed the truth about Dracula. He did not punish only to enforce law. He searched for reasons to spread fear. His cruelty had no limits. It is said that not only people, but even helpless creatures suffered under his presence. In his moments of boredom, pain became entertainment. Small mistakes were answered with severe consequences. Mercy was unknown in his kingdom. Dracula believed suffering made him powerful. In the end, fate turned against him. With the help of his own brother, Radu, Dracula was finally trapped by the Ottoman forces. He was killed, the same way he had ruled, through terror. His severed head was sent to the Ottoman emperor's palace and displayed publicly, a warning that even the cruelest ruler could fall. But the story does not end there. Days later, Dracula's grave was opened. His body was gone. No one could explain how or why. Even today, many people in Romania believe that Dracula did not truly die, that he returned as something else, something darker, something eternal. This was the real story of Dracula. And the most frightening part is this: the real Dracula was far more terrifying than the one shown in movies.